How to discipline yourself to get hard work done. Guys, it's Rick Ginn. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through discipline, why you need it, and why it will change your life in anything that you do. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button so other people can find the truth out about wholesaling. So we always hear this word discipline thrown around. And if you go back to when you went in school, it's a time where discipline meant someone made you do something. But now you're a grown adult, and now you're going to look at the other side of discipline. Discipline is the art of doing something you don't necessarily want to do, but it's required to get where you want to go. And if we all understand that, we have a choice. We can either use discipline to get to the ultimate destination we want, or we can talk about discipline, never do discipline, and complain why we haven't got where we want. I don't know about you, but I want to get where I want to go. And I made a decision a long time ago in wholesaling. I was going to do whatever it took to get ahead. And honestly, I didn't understand what that meant. And here I am 22 years later, and I'm going to share the experiences I've used to be successful in wholesaling, and honestly, almost any endeavor I've dove into in my life. And the first thing you have to understand is life's not fair. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you get used to it, the sooner you can use discipline to get where you want to go. Life's not fair. There's people that lose their lives all the time for no fair reason. Great people. There's people who lose businesses for reasons outside of their control. And I'm here to tell you, nothing is fair in life. And as soon as you accept that, then you can move forward and use discipline as a tool. So if we know life's not going to be fair, here's how we're going to use discipline. You are going to use discipline to stack the deck so in your favor that it's going to be hard to fail. Even if you do wholesaling or anything else in your life, the reality is it's your job and your job only. Nobody's coming to save you, for you to stack the deck in your favor. And there's simple things you can do right now to get this process started. I told you, no one's coming to save you. If you think the government's coming to save you, your parents are coming to save you, Rick and Zach want to save you, but at the end, you are going to have to tread water. You are going to have to support yourself. And it's ultimately up to you and nobody else to get going. The first thing you have to do is just stop whining, stop complaining, stop trying to find an excuse. You can either make a million excuses or you can make $1 million, but you can't do both. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way in my first year of wholesaling. Is there's so many variables that come at you in this business and all aspects of life. It's easy. The easiest thing you can do is blame somebody, cry about it, get upset about it, and commiserate about it. Let it go. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to help you. And the more you whine and complain means the less time you apply discipline to find a solution to fix the problems in your life. So we all have this thing called the past, everything that's happened to us beforehand. It is called the past for the reason it has come and gone. You have a choice. You can sit there and commiserate, have regret, have terrible doubts and feelings, or the preferable way to deal with it is to use the past as the ultimate learning tool, meaning actually deep dive into it, find out why you got upset, why something didn't work, and find the lesson in it. If you choose the latter, to find the lesson, as opposed to bitch, complain, and moan about it, you are on your way to use discipline to get whatever you want in life. So it's ultimately up to you which direction you decide to go. Unfortunately, most people commiserate and complaining and crying about it. And the problem is when you do that, you announce to the world that you are so stuck in the past, you can't get past it. You see, getting past your past is one of the hardest things in life. And as soon as you understand that the past is not indicative of the future, what it's about or what's going on with you right now, it is a window for you to learn. We're all going to make mistakes, especially in wholesaling, real estate, whatever it is in life. But if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're not progressing in life. And this is the first step in disciplining yourself to be successful in whatever ventures you take on in your life. So once you understand the past is a window to learn lessons so you can progress as a human being, and now you want to dedicate yourself, maybe it's wholesaling, maybe it's becoming physically fit, maybe it's becoming the best spouse or parent you can be, you now have to do what I call lose yourself. That's right. You see, someone like me who has an ADHD which I was told my entire life I would never get a good job. I couldn't pay attention long enough. I found one of the superpowers of ADHD is when I go in something, I go all in. I'm actually quite annoying about it, meaning I consume it. I'll read a book 10 times over, front to back, back to front. You see, we're in a society where people tell you to read books, and the art of discipline is the ability to comprehend, understand, and apply the theory of someone's book, someone's life work to get what you want in life. Reading books isn't going to get you far. Understanding, grasping, and utilizing the information in a book is far more powerful than just grazing over and reading it. Honestly, everybody just tells you to read books. There's no instruction on it. Read 8, read 10 pages, read a book a month. Honestly, you're better off reading one book and mastering it. Let me give you an example. I'm a big fan of the Stoics. People, this is a way of life 2,000 years ago to deal with your emotions and to detach your emotions so you can function through life. And Ryan Holiday wrote an incredible book called 365 Meditations, where you basically have the art of reading one page a day. You have to read a quote from a famous philosopher and you have to break it down and understand it. And you're not allowed to move forward till you master that exercise. And it makes you read every word deep, makes you have a full understanding. And by the end of the year, you've read 365 pages. It's actually 366. That's how you've got to use the art of discipline. So when I say lose yourself, you have to go all in. I mean, you have to completely immerse yourself. If it's wholesaling, as I said, if it's working on your relationships, whatever it is, and study it. Find the people you gravitate to the most. Find the absolute best education on the subject that you want to master. Lose the TV. You guys are giving up way too much time in the TV. Lose your social media. Lose your friends that aren't getting you anywhere and go all in. If it's wholesaling, that's what I did. Luckily, I didn't really have social media when I started, but your friends, your phone, and definitely that TV, get rid of it. It's not going to help you make any money. And all this free time is going to be freed up. Guys, I'm just telling you the practical truth, how to use discipline. We've got to make space. So I've got to clear your calendar, social media, friends, TV, clear it all out. You don't need vacations. You don't need trips. You don't need to go to the bar. You have to go all in. How do you go all in? Get rid of the stuff that distracts and dive into the stuff that's really going to change your life. It's going to require discipline. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to use all the disappointment, the hurt, the frustration, your rage temper. You're going to use that as fuel in whatever you are using discipline to move forward. Honestly, let the doubters, the haters, the family, the friends, the one that says you'll never make it, use that as your absolute rocket fuel to destroy and crush whatever it is you're taking on in your life. Honestly, from an ADHD guy, this is the greatest fuel you can ever give. Actually, my motivation exceeds my financial goals, meaning I want to prove people wrong. And I know a lot of you are watching this right now go, you know what? That makes sense. If you're ADHD, I promise you, that fuel, the rage, the disappointment, all the doubters, just combine it in, put it in that fuel tank, and let's get to work on disciplining to accomplish whatever you want in life. So once you find a subject, say you find wholesaling, go to freewholesaling.com. This is a place that's got over 30 years experience, but whatever it is, if you're going to work with a relationship expert, if you want to work with someone like Tony Robbins, it's not always about money. It's about finding who is the best in their field and then mimicking exactly what they do without questioning the process. You see, a lot of you guys like to take the process and I'm going to pick this part, I'm going to pick that part. Discipline requires you to follow exact, precise instructions without judgment, without changing the recipe, and doing it. The reason why you guys try to change it all up is because you're trying to adapt your old personality to whatever new concept you're taking on, and you can't do that. That is the opposite of discipline. If you don't understand a subject or you're not the expert in it, why are you going to try to reinvent the wheel to learn how to do it? If someone's already walked that journey before you, take the exact same steps they did. If it's wholesaling, relationships, whatever it is, and do not waver, do not question, just do it, as Nike would say.
Just do it.
So the next step to me is the biggest pivotal moment I discovered in disciplining myself to do things I really didn't want to do. And keep in mind, if you got ADHD, Sometimes discipline can seem overwhelming because you feel like you have to do all these steps. And I'm here to tell you, once you understand where you're going and how you're going to get there, ask yourself this question. Do you want to create your future, or do you want other people to dictate it to you? I promise you, if you don't take action, precise, exact action to plan your future, the world will do it for you. In fact, I'd say 90% of people walking on this earth let everybody else dictate what they're going to do. They react to it. I'm trying to teach you how to plan and use discipline to get anything you want in your life. How do you do that? If you want to plan your life, you're going to have to schedule it. And what do I mean by that? Just simply take your calendar. I don't care if you got a handwritten, I don't care if you got a tablet, I don't care if you have Google, and schedule your day. And you're going to find out how inconsistent you are, how you think you actually get stuff done, and you're going to find out you're mostly busy. Busy means broke. Write that down. Busy equals broke. Busy is just stuff you do to stay busy, to keep your nervous system soothed and comforted. We're going to do the complete opposite on this. This part is non-negotiable. If you can't take your phone out and break down and schedule your entire day, it means you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a plan, and you're completely winging it. So how much longer are you going to keep choosing this? And in fact, the more open your calendar it is, the more prone you are doing what others ask of you. And for the most part, you have got to figure this out yourself. In fact, I'm telling you right now, you really can't help out others until you help yourself out. How do you help yourself out? Go all in, create a schedule. Start with the time you wake up, get the right nutrition, get the right hydration, and go to work. Whatever time. I'm not going to tell you what time it is. We're all the same 24 hours, but I like to do 2-hour blocks. So in a business, I focus the first half of my day on marketing and the second half on meeting with customers. And I wind the day up on doing appointments and then following up all my appointments and my marketing for the next day. Every hour I plan out. Now I leave breaks in there because I do have ADHD and I got to take breaks. We got to use the restroom. We got to get some food. We got to get a snack. And I like to go 2 hours in. So if I was going to go and make 200 cold calls, I might dedicate 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours. And that's all I do. I shut my phone down. I shut the door. And that's all I do. I go all in. That's what you call discipline. And the result is, did I reach 200 people? Did I fully take accountability and reach out to do 200 people? Maybe you got to go longer. See, discipline is just doing the same things over and over, even when you don't want to do them. That's the key. It's no different when you work out or you do wholesaling or you're working on a relationship. You have to stay consistent and you have to do boring and redundant stuff. In fact, you have to do this over and over. And if you're doing business or wholesaling, you might have to do this 7 days a week. I know it sounds boring. I always told you, if you went and you wanted to pair with me or shadow me, you would be bored out of your mind because I do the exact same thing every day that I'm at work. Why? Because it gives me the exact consistent results that I want in my life. It's by design. I don't let other people throw me off and tell me what they need to do. It isn't that I'm blind to what others need, but I have to take care of myself first. Just like when I'm on a plane, if the plane's going down, you put the oxygen mask on you first. I'm asking you to figure it out yourself first. In fact, if it's not in your schedule, I'm not going to let you do it. You are going to have to plan it out, because when you plan your day out, you have a mission, you want to accomplish it, and you're fulfilled by reaching it. And you're going to have to use discipline to stay on point to get this done. A schedule, let me tell you, a schedule is the best known secret to keep anyone disciplined. Now, it's your choice if you're going to stick to it. There's going to be some variances, but here's the part you have to stick to. If it's not in your schedule, you can't do it. End of story, other than it's an emergency or a family emergency. If you stick to this, you're going to be forced to think about how your day is going to go, how your day is going to start, and what you want to accomplish. If you don't write it down, it doesn't happen. And you can evaluate your day at the end of each day, at the end of each week, and the end of each month and quarter. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you start doing this, I'm going to guarantee you a checklist that's about to hit you. And this is the part of self-discipline that gets you through it. You're going to get wildly uncomfortable. You're definitely going to get scared. You're going to feel all alone. Rejection's coming. I guarantee it. You're going to feel wildly awkward. Fear and doubt's going to take you over. Your insecurities from your past, remember we talked about your past? They're all going to start creeping in. And remember, your past is your past. Either you learn from it or you repeat it. You have a choice to make right now. And I promise you, you're going to have failures along this journey. Failures is the key God gives us to learn and grow as a person. So stop running from failures and start taking some risk. Help your family out, help your business out, learn a skill set, stay in the moment, schedule it, and it will happen. But all this stuff I just mentioned before, I'm not telling you it might happen. I'm going to guarantee it's going to come up. And you have a choice to make at this point. When all these doubts and insecurities creep in your head, no matter what you're doing, anything you do new, it's going to happen. You have a choice. You can either hunker down and stick to the plan that you've scheduled out and understanding this is part of the process, or you can get scared. You can let your friends, your family, and your past push you right back to where you started. And guess what? When you go right back to where you started, you are now out of the discipline zone and you are stuck. Guys, I know this is not a specific wholesaling video, but I'm here to tell you, discipline starts with you. Because at the end of the day, you have to make a choice. You can lie to whoever you want, but at the end of the day, if you are lying to yourself and you're not doing exactly what you wrote down in your calendar, in your schedule to do, and you go, I'll do it tomorrow. If you're going to lie to yourself, how much further are we going to go? This is how you destroy your inner confidence. And if you're willing to lie to yourself, how much further you're going to go. In fact, I think we lie to ourselves more than anybody else, and you have to stop it. You have to be accountable, and you're going to have to get this stuff done, because writing it down, it's, as I said, all that stuff's going to pop up. Your insecurities, your doubts, your fears, failure is going to happen. And most of you are trying to avoid it. By doing nothing and not scheduling it, you've already dictated what your future is. It's controlled by others. You see, everything you want is on the other side of discipline. You have a choice in life. You can pick the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. I'm going to sum this up with my boy Abe Lincoln, which was a brilliant man. And he simply said this about discipline. Discipline is between choosing what you want now and what you want the most. And if you can suppress some of that short-term pain for that long-term gain, if it's good enough for Abe, it's good enough for me, and I know it's good enough for you guys. You're going to have to use self-discipline. I do not have a 35-step for self-discipline. The key is understanding life's not going to be fair. You have to make a choice, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, and then you have to schedule everything. And your schedule is what keeps you on task because you're planning it ahead of time. Now, you might go off a little bit beat, but for the most part, you got to stay 90% on schedule. Because if you don't stay on schedule, you're not going to accomplish what you ultimately want. Listen, life's unfair. You already know it. And if you accept that, you want to use discipline and you're going to use my schedule system, the last thing you have to do is tell yourself the truth. Once you recognize a problem, that's the ultimate way to fix it. Discipline can fix anything you want in your life. And as Abe Lincoln said it best, guys, the power of discipline's in your lap. I try not to make this stuff complicated, but when I started writing down my schedule, I knew exactly what I was going to do. And then I learned if I left any time in between, meaning I left days in between, not a lot got done, because you can't do stuff based on how you feel each day. You have to plan it out. In fact, you're going to have to learn to detach from your emotions to really get through what you want in life. So guys, use discipline. You have two choices in life. You can either use the art of discipline or the pain of regret. It's always going to be up to you. Guys, let me know in the comments which one you're going to do. You're going to use discipline. You're going to use regret. I already know which way. Design your life. Don't let others run it for you. Everything is in the palm of your hands. You have to take the action and you have to tell yourself the truth. So guys, if you got value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button so other people can find the truth out about wholesaling. This is Rick Ginn. I'll see you in the next video.